Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch in the laws of Shabbos, and we began discussing the malacha of lush, which is kneading. And I want to read you some of the notes over here in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch that will allow us to have a bigger understanding of what we're talking about. Now, the Torah prohibition of kneading really pertains to mixtures that are thick and have a stable consistency, which means dough, egg salad, tuna salad, chopped liver, which has fine particles that are mixed together with oil or eggs or other types of things. However, the Rabbanim, the Chachamim, the sages came along and they prohibited making mixtures that even have a more flowing consistency. For example, like cake batter. Cake batter in general has smaller amount of flour and a lot more of eggs and oil and sometimes water, so it's very runny. And that's what Chazal came along and said that those are also going to be also, we're not allowed to do that either. Now, if you have mixtures that are completely fluid, which means you have really minimal amount of particles and you have an overabundance of liquid, that, according to everyone, says the Chazon Ish, that is going to be permissible. So now, when you want to prepare a dip on Shabbos, so you're not allowed to make it into a thick mixture by any means. Rather, what can you do? So we have to employ the unusual method of combining the ingredients, and you have to use enough liquid to ensure that when the solids are added, the mixture will be a loose one. So this is how it's going to work. A person needs to do things in an unusual way when they're making this, and the mixture itself, seemingly the way that he's writing over here, should not be as thick as normally would be. And therefore, if you want to make a dip or similar mixtures on Shabbos, it's permitted when there's three conditions that are fulfilled. Number one, you combine the ingredients in the reverse of the usual order, which we spoke about last time. So for example, if you want to make, let's say you want to make an onion dip, so you have your sour cream and you have your onion dip mix. So what would you do first? Normally you would probably put the sour cream in and then you would put in the dip. So now you do the opposite. You put in the onion dip first and you pour the sour cream on top. And then number two, you have to ensure that the mixture has a loose consistency. So that would mean that if you need to add a little extra water into the sour cream to make it looser, you'd have to do that. And number three, you mix the ingredients in an unusual manner, which we said you either mix it like in a crisscross, you take the fork or the spoon, you go back and forth, or you use the back of the spoon, the handle of the spoon, instead of the spoon of the fork itself, the handle of the fork, and you mix it with that. You do it in an unusual way, which is called a shinui, an unusual way, and that's another way to do it. Now he just brings down over here that a very common situation where these rules apply is when you're mixing milk or baby formula with powdered cereal, whose particles bond together, and you must abide by these conditions that we said over here. So if you're going to make your baby cereal on Shabbos, you have to do everything in the opposite way, and you will have to make sure that it's loose, and you'll have to make sure that when you are mixing it, you're mixing it in the not normal, unusual way that you normally would. Okay, so that's just some practical advice on the malacha over here of lush, of kneading, and Be'ez Hashem, we will see tomorrow more of these halachas. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.